Greetings in the name of Jesus, guys, and welcome back to another video. This is Johnny Basideke from the Street Evangelists UK, and today I've got a very interesting topic that I would like to talk to you about. There is a video that I will be playing at the end of this voiceover. I highly suggest and recommend for every single parent who has got a child who is if you've got a child who's under 18, let me just put it like that, a child who's under 18, you please must watch this video to the end. So basically, I'd like to start by highlighting some few statistics for you that you might find shocking as a parent. Statistic number 1 says, while the majority of children told us they only spoke or exchanged messages with people online who they knew in person, around 1 in 6 children, which makes 17%, of age 10 to 15 years spoke with somebody they had never met before, an equivalent to 682,000 children in the previous 12 months. As a parent, that should shock you, because your child could be one of those 682,000. Statistics number 2 says, an estimate of 1 in 50 children said that they spoke to or messaged someone online in the previous 12 months who they thought was their age, but later found out they were much older. Now that should shock you as a parent. Your child is there online speaking to somebody who they think they're of the same age, and later they come to find out that this person they're speaking to is actually way much older than them, double or triple their age. Who is to be blamed in the first place in that scenario? Parents and these predators. Parents are the ones that actually are meant to be looking after their own children. You're meant to look after your child, see what they're up to, see what they're doing in their life. If you're not looking after your child, knowing who they are speaking to, you're actually not doing a good job as a parent. And that's why I'm making this video, to warn you about the dangers that are out here. I don't want your child to be in danger. We don't want your child to be in danger here at Street Evangelists UK. And that's why we do this. An estimate of 5% of children aged 10 to 15 met up in person with someone they had only spoken to online. That's shocking, folks. An estimate of 5% of children aged 10 to 15 years met up in person with someone who they had only spoken to online. This is an equivalent to 212,000 children in the previous 12 months. Now, this article was released about February 2021, but it's still relevant even now because these figures are shocking. Around 1 in 10 children, which makes 11%, of aged 13 to 15 years reported receiving a sexual message, while 1 in 100 reported sending a sexual message in the previous 12 years. Girls aged 13 to 15 years were significantly more likely to report receiving sexual messages than boys, 16% compared to 6% in the previous 12 months. Now let that sink in. Like I said, I have a video that I'd like you to watch as a parent. And you tell me as a parent what you think about this video. Now, if you're a parent and you're viewing this, you need to be careful who your child is talking to online, who they're spending time with. You need to know who their friends are. You need to monitor their online activities, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. All these social media must be very well monitored by parents. Now, I think I've said enough. Now, I'm going to roll you a clip from a pastor.
Who's talking to your teenage daughter? Daddy?
Yeah, amen. Yeah, amen.
You got a 12-year-old teenage daughter, and you got a 13, 14, 15-year-old teenage daughter. Who's she talking to on social media? All I've got to do is set up a false account, get on social media, and do it in no time. I'm 15 years old. I'm a 15-year-old boy. You'd be surprised at how many 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls out there are looking for companionship, somebody to communicate with. You see, the generation today for the most part, has long since divorced itself from the real world. They don't know how to live in the real world. They live in a cyber world. Their friends are on social media. And so this 12, 14-year-old girl at night, she's sitting there, mom, dad's gone, this, that, whatever. And she's communicating with this 15-year-old boy, she thinks. And after a day or two or three, a week or whatever it takes, they build a relationship. And I mean, he can turn on the charm, and believe me, predators are on there right now. These filthy perverts are on there right now, and they want your children. Have you warned them? Have you warned them the dangers of that telephone, that cell phone they've got in their hand? Or the computer? So they set up a date. She goes out to meet Prince Charming. And lo and behold, Prince Charming's not 15 years old, he's 45. And you never see her again. And then 6 months later, a year later, they find her body, or what's left of it, buried in a shallow grave or tossed out into a ditch somewhere on the side of the road. And your daughter's gone. Guy did a sting up in New York. I watched it last night. Did a sting. He got these parents and he said, now, Mom, he said, do you believe that your daughter has enough sense to know to not answer anything like that, leave this kind? Yes, she said, absolutely. My daughter would never do anything like that. He said, well, come and go with me and let's see if she will or not. And did that very thing, and Mom was in the house when her daughter showed up to meet the 15-year-old boy that was a 45-year-old man. And Mom watched her daughter walk into that house, and Mom lost it. And she ran out of there and she grabbed her daughter and began to scream into her face and said, don't you know what you're doing? Don't you know where you are? Why, I'd never see you again. You don't know these people. They could drag you out of here and you could be dead. Mom, I didn't mean that. Mom, no. When you're dead, you're dead. Some of you are so naive. You've been sheltered, lived under, and it's okay for a point to, I understand all that. But some of you are so sheltered that you don't understand the wicked vileness that's out there in that world. You don't understand the creeps that are walking the streets right now. They're looking for you. And if they won't warn you, it's because they don't care for you. They don't love you. They're out there. I don't care how degenerate this culture has become. I don't care how accepting it has become. A pervert is a pervert. And if he's coming after your daughter, you got to go back and read what Ted Bundy did. Acted like he was helpless, needed help. Girl comes over to help him. He takes a crowbar out and he brains her with it, kills her, and he had lust, bloodlust, death lust. Everywhere Bundy showed up, bodies started showing up. That's how he lived. No, he didn't. How he died. A reprobate mind. That's the predator. These parents thought their kids, there's no way. No way. But child, let me warn you. You've only got one life. Don't throw it away. Listen to your parents and be careful who your friends are. You say, well, my friends are on social media. I watched a video yesterday, these girls, about 7 or 8 girls, just beautiful young girls, just teenage kids. 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, just kids having fun. They're at a basketball game. You can hear the basketball court, you can hear the players, and every one of them has a cell phone in front of their face, and they don't have a clue what's going on the basketball court. They don't have a clue. And folks, basketball's a good game. You wouldn't believe how long I lived and breathed basketball. It's a good game. And yet these kids are sitting there and they are oblivious to what's going on. What's that, preacher? Addiction, that's what it is. They're addicted. If you don't think you are addicted to your phone, set it up for a day or two. Government comes out and says, it's illegal to text while you drive. They put these signs out here all over the place. What's that for, preacher? Well, they're appealing to your honor. You cannot appeal to someone's honor when they have no honor.